Hello, little witchlings and princelings, and welcome to your weekly Coven Summoning. My name is Ilsa.
And my name is Stacy.
And we're Caffeine and Conjuring,
a fantasy bookish podcast where we will discuss some of our favorite fantasy reads.
Before we get into our episode, as always, make sure that you've read all of Throne of Glass, up to and including Queen of Shadows, as we'll be talking about anything and everything. And this episode's going to be a little bit different because we are recording live and we have some of our book club members in the chat with us, and they'll be popping in most likely with some theories, comments, chaos.
Hopefully.
So Queen of Shadows is by far the best book so far, for me anyways. I don't know about you.
I don't know how... Well, for one, they're all like sort of melting into each other, so I'm having a hard time remembering where books start and where it ended. Yeah. Like with this one, we started, I think the very first chapter was in Dorian's perspective. And then it switched over to Aelin and she was back in Rifthold, right?
Yes.
Because in my head, before I even started looking at like the notes, like the structure stuff, I was like, okay, Aelin is in Wendelin. Was that last book? Let me go to chapter 2 and just double check. Because like, where the hell am I in this timeline for this book?
Yeah, I'm all confused now. I'm just like, oh fuck, do I even know anymore?
Yes, she's at that bar, whatever it was called. Arabin's little...
Oh, yeah.
Fun spot. Yeah, and like, she sees Turn, and this is like the first time like she sees Chaol because, yeah, anyways. Yeah, so I don't know why, but I went into this review thinking that this book started with Aelin getting over to Wendelin. So I was like, holy shit, so much happened in this book. But it wasn't. It was the last 2 books.
At the end of Heir of Fire, she leaves Rowan at the docks going back to Rifthold.
Yes! I don't know why I thought this was all the one book.
Well, a little summary for Queen of Shadows.
For me, apparently.
Refresh our memories. Everyone Selena Sardothian loves has been taken from her, but she is at last returned to the Empire for vengeance, to rescue her once glorious kingdom, and to confront the shadows of her past. She has embraced her identity as Aelin Galathinius, Queen of Terrasen, but before she can reclaim her throne, she must fight. She will fight for her cousin, a warrior prepared to die for her. She will fight for her friend, a young man trapped in an unspeakable prison. And she will fight for her people, enslaved to a brutal king and awaiting their lost queen's triumphant return. It's so vague for what actually happens in the book.
Yeah. It's like the very like top layer. That's it. Yeah.
So what were your initial reactions to finishing Queen of Shadows?
Okay. I kind of regret the way that we finished it because we listened to the audio together while we were playing Sunhaven because we like cozy gaming. But anyways, so I feel like I wasn't really paying the best attention to it. And I know I said that while we were listening to it, that if I found that I wasn't paying attention, I'll just stop playing the game and I would just focus on listening. That didn't happen apparently because as I was doing up the notes for the last episode, I was like, holy shit, did this really happen? Like, I obviously was not paying close enough attention. So I had to like read down through all of the chapters again when I was doing up those notes, which is fine. I mean, it was an epic ending to the book, but I felt like we needed like a minute or 12 to just gather ourselves.
After we listened to it that night, I ended up going and just rereading it, because I wasn't paying enough attention.
No, we were pretty shit for that, I think. But yeah, there was there's a lot in this book. Like, we got reunions, like with Rowan, which was really awesome. Then like there was gut punches all over the place with Dorian, with Aelin, with Kaltain. Like, it was just punch after punch. There were so many big battles. Like, typically a book has like one climactic point. But I feel like this book was just like, here's every second chapter a massive climax, for lack of better words. But I don't know. I thought the development in this book was just like spot on. There was just so much character development and plot development and setting.
So did your opinions change from the book from when you first started it to the end? I was waiting for one of these comments.
Yep.
I was gonna say to myself, Megan, I love a climax every chapter. Same.
Don't we all?
Same.
Yep. I went into this book pretty well the same way as I felt at the end. I mean, obviously there was a lot that happened in this book that changed my thoughts and feelings, my heart towards a few different characters, but I think it like kept up the pace and the drama and like just the epicness of the last books. And I know I've said it before in some of the other reviews that like her writing seems to just keeps getting better with every book.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What was do you remember what your initial thoughts were when finishing this book?
I was just like in a trance.
Back the first time.
From the moment like you find out about the king to the end was just like I was in a fucking trance. Like could not function.
I needed your I don't know if it's like approval or your what is the word I'm looking for? You to just say that like it wasn't a joke. Like the king, that whole reveal for the king. Because I just sat there and I was like, no, this just feels slimy. Like he's just trying to play to like their
I'm like nearly in
hero.
tears because the king is like, my boy, I tried to save you, and you're just like
oh yeah, fucker. What's going on? What angle are you trying to? But after like you saying like, no, this is legit, then that was when it hit me and like doing up the notes. I was just like, holy shit. That poor man. But he was such a bad guy, like such a good bad guy, a good villain, that it was really hard to believe that like his whole redemption thing, like him was hoping for Aelin to kill him.
Yeah.
So it was just really hard for me to believe it. But I know like we probably should be talking about that more so down in the character deep dive section, but we're all over the place.
As per usual.
Yeah. Did you feel that like your first impression, like how it lived up now, like reading it the third time?
Third time.
Versus the first? Third time.
It was still so good. Like, just hyped up reading it. Even though I know what happens, like, still getting that, like, giddy, feet-kicking feeling for everything that happened in this book. From Rowan and Aelin, to Minorian, to the king, like, everything.
Also, can we also, just for a second, your giddiness to, like, anything that happened with characters that were coming to fruition, like Manon and Dorian, the potential of that, how giddy you would get every time something happened.
Listen, they're my favorite ship in the series. I couldn't help it. That was like the one thing, like, I'm not gonna be able to not spoil this. the first time they do the hello witchling, hello princeling, I was done. Game over.
It was perfection. And it's such a like callback to our podcast because how we start everyone.
And I was like, oh, you finally know where like our slogan is from.
I didn't think that it was so like on the nose. Like I thought it was just because back in was it the first book? Selena calls him Princeling. Dorian Princeling. And
no, it was definitely a Minorian.
Yeah, it's very on the nose. Which is fantastic because we love it.
Yeah, you were meshing me, and you're like, oh my god, I love Manon and Dorian. I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. Like, no way I'm hiding it.
No, which is perfectly fine, because I do not mind that. Yes, Megan just said, the female main characters really came into their badassery in this book. For sure. I guess we could like go into some of the characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like obviously the biggest one is obviously Aelin. It's all in her, is mainly her perspective. But like where do you even start with her? Because it feels like every book is just amping her up more and more and more. I did find that like with the last two books, some things she started to feel like she was devolving a little at times, because I felt like she was like relying a lot more, and I don't know if it was just supposed to be a like, I want to say delegating, but she doesn't really delegate, but like I just felt like she was a little more, oh Rowan, I don't know, that could just be me, like I'm starting to get a little like it's over, like I don't know, don't shoot me, don't hate me. With other popular romantasy books, I've started to feel that way with two like main like relationships, love interest or whatever. Like feeling like I want to step back from it for a minute and focus on other ones. That makes sense? Like there was,
or just something outside of the intimate relationship.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I absolutely love Aelin and Rowan. I think they're great. It's just there was a lot of like heavy breathing, scenting each other. There's a lot of it. And a lot of flaunting night dresses. Like, give us more.
A lot of angst.
But still, the fact that she was like planning 10 steps ahead pretty well the whole book was what I expected of Aelin from Throne of Glass version of her.
Yeah.
Because I went into the series saying like, man, finally a female main character who's using her head, who's like independently kicking ass, taking fucking thread down into the underground secret passageway so she knows her way back to her room. Like that's smart thinking. You don't get a lot of that from other fantasy books with female main characters, but at some point like it does feel like it was losing that a little bit. But the whole picture of this book, with the fact that she was always planning things ahead of time, and us as the readers didn't know, like there were times where shit was dropped on us and we're just like, oh my god, like what the hell is she gonna do? But then we find out that she was already expecting that. She's already had replicas made of whatever.
Every time you turn around, it's like the amulet's a replica, Lorcan has a fake, Arabin has a fake. Like,
yep, it was giving like Oprah vibes, where it's like, you get an amulet, and they're just all fakes.
And then there's Rowan and Aelin in the background, like, what's going on?
Yep. Like literally nobody is in on any of her planning. She's all herself.
Yeah.
which I think has more to do with like not having other people to rely on her whole life. Like it was always just her. She relied on herself. And when she did venture into relying on somebody else, she died. So, so you know, that has something to do with her, like with her secrecy. But I mean, I just love how, and I know you're going to disagree with me, for a certain specific somebody, but Sarah knows how to write flawed characters, and it's not to a fault. Like, and you're going to disagree with me because you think Chaol's the biggest idiot ever to ever grace. I was going to say to ever walk, but you know, he's not really walking right now, but I don't know, but like his character to me has always been if I were in a fantasy, if I got dropped into a fantasy book as human, you know, like there's the flaws of being a human, and like how everybody around him is special and fey and can do this and do that, and he's just human. So like he's going to have his faults. And you're just like, no, that does not matter.
I can't say what I want to say, unfortunately. We'll come back to this at the next final review of the tandem read.
I was just going to say that, like, I have a feeling that that's all going to change according to what I see, all the Chaol hate. I don't know. He went through so much, and I know he's made mistakes. And I know I still said multiple times through this book, like, Chaol's an idiot as well. But
what's chat thinking? Are you guys Team Chaol or Team Chaol's an idiot?
I don't know.
Fair. Vic says Team Chaol is boring.
To be fair, I'm not Team Chaol for like relationship wise. Like I just think that his character is misunderstood and Sarah did him dirty.
Megan says he's a little whiny bitch, but in fairness, he was dealt a really shitty hand. And then Vic came in again. Chaol is super complex, like he has spent his whole life being trained to be a certain way, and then all of his beliefs are being tested, questioned, and he has to change. It's a complex character.
Yeah. Those were the words that I look for that my brain just can't produce. That was a lot of, like, grade 10 English essay writing.
I was always, like, annoyed with his character, like, leading up to this book, but, like, when Aelin comes back and he's just blaming everything on her.
Yes.
I was just like, shut the fuck up. Like, I want to punch you in between the eyes.
I had beef with Sarah about that, because some of the shit that he was saying to her did not feel like our Chaol, like what we know of Chaol, what the Chaol that we had access to for 3 books. It felt very out of character for him, and I felt like Sarah was using him as just a pawn for more conflict. I just felt like it was so out of left field, the way that he was talking to Aelin, like the way that they left things. It just felt, I didn't like it. And I don't know, maybe it's because I was a Chaol girly and I felt like I was being, I don't know, like the rug was pulled out from underneath me. I don't know, but it made me sad that his character went through. I don't know. What about Dorian? How do you feel about Dorian in this book?
Like...
Just heart eyes.
Yeah, basically. Daddy, exactly, Megan, exactly. Frosty Shadow Daddy.
I had a bit of beef with Dorian in this book too, because every fucking chapter of Dorian's perspective was the same. It was like copy and paste, but altered a little. And okay, maybe beef isn't the right word. I was just like, I kept wanting more from his chapters, like more progression in his side of the, and I understand that like there literally couldn't be because it was completely out of his hands. Right? Like so I figure like Sarah was just writing his chapters to keep him relevant, to keep him in our forefront.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, to keep feeling sympathy for him, but I was just, I don't know. They were really short chapters and I was heartbroken. Like I had to keep reliving heartbreak for Dorian because every single one of his chapters was the same torture.
Yeah. But he's back. There's no more collar.
He is.
He is free.
I love the end when it's in his point of view and he's out on the balcony and he sees Manon and he like puts one hand on his neck where there's no collar and then like he holds up his hand to her. I just love that. Just the scene that painted.
Oh, I can't wait for more of them. Cannot wait.
Yeah. I do like how she didn't just brush aside his trauma. Like, and I guess with every character she's like that. Like she writes characters' traumas like well, I think. It really brings you into their bubble, like their trauma.
Yeah.
And I do like how she writes it.
Same, Megan. I will forever stand those two.
Yeah.
I sent Stace a fan art of him when it obviously got spoiled due to me that Minorian was a thing. I believe the one I sent you is when he has her like pinned against the wall by her throat.
And he's not wearing a collar.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was your oopsie.
Yeah. I was like, oh boy, there's a spoiler in that picture and it's too late to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's wouldn't have made any difference anyways because in my brain that was automatically happening anyways. Like,
yeah.
He obviously gets out of it at some point, somehow. But yeah.
So how do you feel about Manon moving on from the main men?
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, so Manon is, like, questioning everything at the end of this book. Like, her whole character, and I know people have issues with her chapters in those, like, last two books, but I've always loved them anyways. I knew right from the get-go. I didn't know if she was going to be good or bad, because her chapters, like, tended to veer towards her slaughtering villages and stuff. So I was kind of like, is she really a good person? A good, you know? But now that she's, like, actually questioning things, she has hope. She's, like, and especially with Astron's story, after she learned about that, it was just like yeah. She's questioning, like, her morality, her purpose, everything that's happened to her. There's questions now. And we don't, it's almost like she's like a blank slate now with, like, where she can go and what she can do.
Or who she can do.
Obviously, I know she's still... What?
What?
What did you say?
Didn't say anything.
God damn it. I hate my ears.
Same.
I never hear those little quips.
It makes it so much better.
Yeah. Not for me, because I don't get to hear. But anyways, Manon, girl boss. She's starting to form like these relationships or these alliances or whatever you want to call it with people outside of her coven now. And I don't know, like that just, it's like she's leaning more into empathy than her, like everything that she's been taught to, like her last conversation with Astrid. And she asks like what it was like, what it felt like to be in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says, like, normally when Astrid would speak out like that about feeling anything other than what they're meant to feel, Manon has always, like, tried to put her back in place. Always. Like, all of the physical, like, slashing at her or digging her nails in, demoting her from second, stuff like that. Like, she's always been disciplined for feeling anything.
Yeah.
And questioning anything. And now Manon is the one who's doing it. But yeah, like, she's always been like, no, or she's always been like obedience, discipline, and brutality. Like those three big things. And when Astrid was speaking to her about all of this, and she said, yeah, what was it like to love? And Astrid said it was like dying a little every day. It was like being alive too. And Manon didn't argue with her at all, like didn't like try to put her in her place or anything like that. Like she just accepted it. She didn't correct Astrid, like, and then she was just like, things are changing. So is she in this next book? Like, do we get a lot, like, her perspective in this next books tandem read? God damn it. Ugh. I want to know if I have to wait. I just want to know, like how this is going to evolve, because she's still playing her part with Parrington, who we know is Erwin. Like, is she going to keep like popping up to Rifthold and be like, oh, hey, Dorian, and like still working with Parrington? Is she going to pull like a Aelin Selena thing where she's doing what they tell her to do, but she's not really doing it? You can't discuss it with me because you don't know.
No idea. No idea what happens in these books. Not a fucking clue.
Damn it. But yeah. And like, will her and Aelin meet back up again? Because, I mean, they're pretty close. They're pretty tight at the end of it.
Pretty tight, but Manon's like, you never want to see me again.
Yes. But then Aelin was like, I hope so. Yeah. So, like, it gives us that little bit of, like, foreshadowing or just hope that they will meet up again. I don't know. The entire last part of this book, after Manon drops her in the forest of whatever it's called, Oakwall Forest?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's on her way up to Rifthold to find Aelin / deliver the wordstone thingy to Selena, who she doesn't know is the same person. And meanwhile, while she's doing that, we find out that Aelin and them are getting ready to GTFO. So that whole time that we got that like crossover, I'm just like, stay put. Aelin is coming. Stop. Don't go anywhere yet. So, like, what the hell is going to happen when she shows up in Rifthold and everybody's gone? Well, I guess Dorian will still be there.
She needs a fae on her side. Like, just fucking deal with her bullshit. Like, carry her where she needs to go. Like, she is trudging across the world with one working leg.
How far is Oakwald from Rifthold? I don't have my...
The query of how far Oakwald is from Rifthold is not a valid geography query. Rifthold is a fictional... No shit.
Damn it.
Ideally, how long would it take?
Damn it, I thought it was real.
Oakwald Forest... It's not very far.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still kind of hard to see, but
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. It's not very far.
I would say it's like from the Shire to the Prancing Pony. In terms of map distance.
Love that. Okay. Who's left in Rifthold? We know Dorian. Lorcan frigged off somewhere. We don't know where he went, right?
No.
Assuming probably back towards Maeve. Maybe? Or is he still... I don't even know what side he's supposed to be on at this point.
Neither do I.
Bullshit. Okay, so we don't really know about... I don't really know about Lorcan. Dorian is still in Rifthold. Who's there with Dorian now?
It's just Dorian, isn't it?
Just Dorian? After all the shit that he went through, you mean he's there by himself?
I think Chaol and Nesryn are briefly with them until they leave to go to the Sesame Seed.
Sesame Seed? Right. I forgot that they aren't gone yet. Okay. That should give him a little buffer.
Yeah.
But I think Manon will be there with him soon. All is okay. How did we feel about Aelin in this book?
I don't know how to express my words for him.
So is it not good?
It's not good, it's not bad, it's just very neutral. He's just kind of there. A little bit of idiocy, a little bit of comedic relief.
Yeah.
Has Aelin's back. But for right now, it's just kind of...
almost to a fault. He's, like, loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
I think. Like, he's very... But yeah. He's very dramatic. And, like, emotionally constipated. And just flirting with everything that has 2 feet. And maybe not even 2 feet, but anything that breathes, pretty much.
If it has a heartbeat.
I like him. Yeah. And even that might be questionable. But was this the book that... Yes, because Rowan shows up and Aelin gets, like...
fangirl
super
moment.
Jealous. Fangirl moment, yes.
Then turns to super jealous because of the blood oath.
Yeah. Yeah. I think really the only thing that, like, going forward that I can think of is that I really think that him and Lysandra are going to have a thing. That's my theory on that, because, I mean, it's one thing for him to be, like, super flirty with everybody, but just their dynamic together and the way that Lysandra is kind of, like, playful back with him, I think something's going to come out of that. But you're looking at me like I'm either onto something or I'm a fucking idiot. And it's really good because I don't know which face that is.
It's a new one I'm trying out.
Instead of just the, like, manic smiling, it's now looking at me like, you poor thing, that sort of look.
The continuous smiling was starting to hurt.
Yeah, I can believe that. Who else? I'm curious what's going to happen with Chaol once he does get to the Sesame Seed. Because I think that Irene is going to come into it. Because that's the last that we heard of her, was that she was heading to Chesme. Right?
Yeah.
That was the last that we heard from her. That was from Assassin's Blade, right? Yeah. So I'm assuming that means she's going to be brought into the next book. And are we getting another love triangle, potentially, between her, Chaol, and Nesryn?
You're asking me all questions that I can't answer.
God damn it. I know. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking, is that there's going to be some sort of love triangle sort of thing. Potentially. Maybe Chaol's just going to be a super big idiot and frig everything up with Nesryn. But I really like Nesryn so far. The little that we know about her.
Kind of unrelated, but it still includes Chaol. I seen someone post on TikTok, and they were like, if you put Chaol and a lead together, you'd get 2 working legs, but still a half-working brain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Kaltain! We haven't talked about Kaltain.
Yes, our shadow mummy. Or
who, yeah,
old shadow mummy. Yeah.
She's like,
Meg says Kaltain is my queen. Agreed.
Yep. Oh my god. Like, thinking back to when she was first introduced into this series.
You hated her so much.
I did. Oh my god. Like, I could not stand her. Like,
every time her name was brought up, you'd comment. I was like, oh, yeah, fucking bitch. Ugh.
Yep. I was passionate about my dislike of Kaltain. Got a little, like, sympathy from me when she was tossed into the dungeon. I was still kind of like, bitch deserved it. But the way that, like, she was manipulated and all the shit that she went through then, and like, she obviously didn't have much control over, like, herself, and like with all the headaches, with the way that she was being controlled, stuff like that. Like, how do you know where was the line for her? Like, what was Kaltain before? And I know, like we had already discussed a bit, that she was still like a pretty shitty person before the ring. Was it the ring first that she was wearing? Yeah. But yeah, like Meg said, her redemption arc is one of the most powerful, amazing storylines in the story. 100%. Like, I think if there's any character to, like, I don't know how I'm trying to word this, but like, that had a redemption arc, it would be her. Like, she had sacrificed absolutely everything and took out a third of Morath. You go, girl. Didn't kill the people that we wanted her to kill, but
still, for effort.
But no, oh my god, just when she took Elite's place, that was powerful.
Yeah.
It really was. So we leave it thinking that she's dead. And I say that because I don't believe for a second that anybody is dead in this series unless we explicitly see their body. That's my rule.
Has anyone died but come back in this book? In these books? I can't think of.
I don't think so.
I know, like, other series touch on that a little bit, but
yeah. Other than, like, the people that, like, Selena was supposed to be killing and saying that they're killed, but they weren't.
Vic, I agree with you. We will talk about that at the end of the episode.
Tea time?
Stacey. But yes. But yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the episode in a little more detail, because I can't wait to get into that theory.
Was a Suriel a boy? I always thought that the Suriel was at least some sort of, like, I always thought it was like a male ish. But yeah, like I guess genderless, yeah. But my brain always assumed it was a he. However, a whatever he was could have been a he, you know. Maybe I need to reread. I think we need to reread real soon.
Well, 3 more books and we'll be starting it.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, what about the villains? Who do we have in this book? Because I know Maeve is like really off page in this book, right?
Yeah, it's just Parrington.
She was
kind of Lorcan and the king in this book.
Right.
Lorcan's like, he's trying to take care of Maeve. Is he villain? Is he not villain? He's kind of off and on their side a little bit. Or he's on his own side, basically. He seems to be neutral in terms of, like, what's actually happening. He just needs Maeve to be safe because of his blood oath.
Because of the oath, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then the king.
Yeah, who's not really a villain after all this. Well, I mean, he was, yes. But
yeah, the Valk Prince King.
Yeah.
Main demon that was inhabiting the king was the villain, and the king was just suffering. But, like, holding on really good to not give anything away about Selena being Aelin, about all the secrets that he had to try and keep them safe.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was one thing that sort of bugged me when we were getting Aelin's flashbacks to when she was a child and the king and Dorian had visited them.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she has such a memorable, I want to say, like, her features, her face, her eye color, her hair color. Like, I'm willing to bet that girl did not change much from a child to adulthood.
Yeah.
Not enough that the king wouldn't look at Selena and be like, that's Aelin. Like, I really think that he did a really good job at hiding all of that from his demon friend.
It was interesting, like, to piece together, too, because all we knew about that meeting before was that Aelin was having issues with her fire that night. She didn't want to cook the party, essentially. And the king was just smiling eerily at her, but come to find out, the king was hoping she would kill him.
Yeah. Yep. Meanwhile, we just thought at the time that he was just a creepy son of a bitch. I mean, yes, but it was more so just a hopeful, like a look of hope. Oh my god. Yeah, that was a shock when I finally believed it. Yeah, and then it's just the Erwin
Parrington crossover.
Yeah.
Which we got, like, a little bit of, not a lot of.
Yeah. I was surprised that Erwin, how do you say you pronounce it? Erwin. I was surprised that Erwin was in Parrington and not the king. I expected like the real big bad guy to be in the king, not in Parrington, because at no point throughout, and obviously like they must have done it like they meant it that way, but at no point throughout it did I feel at any point that the king was answering to Parrington.
Yeah.
Right? Like it always was very well done that it was Parrington to the king. So I don't know if that's like a bit of a plot, I don't know, like messiness. or if it was just really good planning on the king and Parrington's part.
There definitely was a few times where they had the interactions and you wouldn't know unless you were reading it back again.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
so, like,
To...
subtle. It's just, like, little things that the king would say or that Parrington would say that definitely made it seem like Parrington was the top.
Yeah, the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to do a reread of the first couple books.
Immediately.
Good thing they're not very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, plot, pacing, structure. How did we feel?
It's the same as all of her other books, honestly. Like, her writing has gotten more mature, a little more refined, but it does flow well over the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did find it was a little slow starting, but all of them felt like that, I think. Like, she really, like, I don't know, like, eases you into it again.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't take long for it to... And it's not a bad slow. Like, I don't mean it's like, oh my god, this is a drag. It's just... I don't know. It's just the end of one book and then the start of the next book flows well into, like, a nice, calm section.
Yeah. Calm before the storm.
Yeah, because it really does amp up into, like, a lot of chaos multiple times. So it was a pretty good slow build to like finally, like, that final with the king. Like, that was forever.
Yeah.
That was the slowest of slow burns.
This combo makes me really glad we're doing the tandem read, because reading Empire of Storms and the way Empire of Storms ends, Tower of Dawn feels like the beginning, but as, like, the beginning of one of her books, but, like, as the entire book.
Oh, lovely.
So you end on something crazy, and then you're just kind of like, la da 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 da.
I wonder if I'm going to feel a lot like how I felt reading Frost and Starlight. No spoilers, of course, but because that I felt was a very... And I know, like, everybody knows that was meant as, like, a sort of like a Christmas special. Like, it was meant to be a slow point in the series for ACOTAR, but
it actually has plot, which Frost and Starlight
100%.
like,
yes,
did not really.
But they did, though.
Not like
They're...
It was more like
not as
Frost
important.
and Starlight was like the Hallmark Christmas special of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it has, like, a little bit of plot sprinkled in there, but it's mostly just there for, like, the comedic relief and the little, like, where is everyone between point A and point B kind of thing. Tower of Dawn is, like, you get a whole story. It's just...
Did it not need to be as long as it is?
Absolutely not. Personally, that book could have been the size of Frost and Starlight, and I would have got the point.
Okay. I'm really glad that we're doing the tandem for that.
Some people really do like it, and it's their favorite book of the series. Cannot relate at all.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody say it's their favorite.
It's not a majority by any means. There's just the odd few. But yeah, oh god, ending the way Empire of Storms ends and then going into that is excruciating.
Oh boy.
Anyways.
So how'd you feel about the world building in this book?
Not as in-depth as her other ones, but there wasn't, like, a whole lot new added. Or kind of revisiting.
I felt like there were, like, okay, so the previous book we got a lot of new, like we were in Gwendolyn, all that area where they were going, blah, blah, blah. But even still in this book, we get a lot more of Morath. We get a lot more of, like, what is happening over there.
Yeah.
We get, even so much as the, like, underground of Rifthold. We get more that's happening there.
Yeah, I forgot about the underground and the catacombs and stuff. And, like, the temple. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not as much of a, like, in your face, here's all these new areas like it was with the book before with, like, Gwendolyn and everything over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she did a really good job, especially with, like, the Morath side of it all. Just, like, it's like a creeping dread for, like, all of those, like, chapters. You're just like, oh.
So I have a question for you. What do you picture when you picture Morath with the way you picture things?
Well, I don't picture.
Like, I'm assuming you compare it to, like, something at least, right? To
just
get an idea.
It's just like a mountain with stuff inside.
Vic says
Azkaban.
I pictured it a lot like Azkaban in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie. Yeah. Megan says Bowser's Castle.
I don't know, like, I never really pictured anything. It was just, it's in a mountain.
I pictured, like, the Mines of Moria from Lord of the Rings, just, like, an iced version.
Yeah. Iced?
Yeah, like snowy mountains, icy.
Yeah, okay. Oh.
Megan Martin says, I feel like I picture a dark gray and concrete city.
God, I wish I could, like, visualize stuff like that, but instead it's just a mountain and there's, like, layers to it and rooms, staircases. I've got whatever it is that they give us in the book.
From the pictures, it's looking more like Hogwarts.
Interesting. Hogwarts, that's interesting. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is not what...
So maybe I don't take into consideration the description of places very well, because that is not what was going through my mind.
No. No. I don't even know how to, like, look up what I assumed it looked like. I don't know. I was going to try to find a picture, but...
Yeah, I could see that as Basgiath.
Yeah. Where did my notes go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so for themes, what did you think this book? What was the message? I think it's much like the other books.
Yeah. I was gonna say, none of my answers for these couple questions are gonna be much different than...
Yeah. Loyalty, redemption. Pretty well.
Family. Oh, it's a trope, but...
Yeah. Well, still. Oh, speaking of, the last part of the book or not like the very last, but into the last few chapters of the book, when it was the three of them back in her room in the castle, and they're just like sitting around the fireplace, like that gave me such a homesick feeling.
All that was missing was some chocolate cake.
I miss it so much.
Things were so much simpler then.
Oh my god, when all she had to do was win some champion thing.
We've come so far.
But yet we're still not over a lot of what happened in those books. Nehemia. So I think we already touched on it, but if we didn't, how did you find her writing style or like her writing mechanics in this book?
I love her writing style. It's so easy to digest and follow along with, and all of her books with like is part of the reason I don't like Assassin's Blade is because she was, and Throne of Glass first book for that matter, but you can kind of like feel the maturity being younger in those books, and then like the writing just flows so nicely, and like it grows with Selena, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Then by the time she gets to her other series, it's more like she found her writing style. This is her thing now.
I like how she can she strikes like a balance between a dramatic fantasy epic and just like the raw emotional introspection. Because not everybody can write a fantasy book and make it so like emotional and just make you connect with the character so easily. Like it's difficult to do because like fantasy, you're writing about all these things that's not real, that's not reality. So you have to write a little extra better, I think, to make us as lowly humans be able to connect with a character that's a fae.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that shit's pretty good. What about the dialogue, like, between the characters?
I love it. There's so much banter.
It's very, like, witty and heartfelt.
Yeah.
And sharp. Oh my god, all the female characters in her books.
Yeah. Lysandra,
are just, like...
love. Manon, love.
Oh my god. Right? Like, there's no, like, average female character. They're all like super funny or like witty or like sarcastic and just like 10 out of 10. I was like, where are like the subpar female characters?
Back in Assassin's Blade book 2.
Oh, which one?
Irene.
Oh, Irene. Well, she's coming, I'm assuming. Oh my god. Yeah. Overall impressions and your rating. What was the big picture takeaways?
I wouldn't change anything about it.
No?
No. Not a little bit. Maybe make it NA instead of YA and let a nightgown scene become a little more, but
that's
nothing.
Just us being feral.
Yeah. Yep. How about you?
I would change, and I'm going to die on this hill, how she fucked up Chaol's character. That's what I would change.
Yeah, she lost me on Chaol forever ago, so that doesn't bother me as much. But
No, this was the one that really hit me for him. The way that like he was. And again, I still think it's just because he's human, he's flawed, he's gonna have his issues. It's just he didn't need to react the way he did with Aelin. There are things that she said that did not need to be said. Anyways, I feel like I have beat this horse to death a million times, so that's all
I
I'll say
personally would sentence him to be chained up in Skull's Bay by his wheelchair forevermore.
That is dark. I mean,
I am dark.
What do you think that like, the target audience is still the same as the other books?
Yeah, it's still very YA.
Yeah.
Late
I feel like
teen.
she's bringing in more political themes.
Yeah.
I think a little, not a lot, but the romance is getting a little more but still nothing that like I would bat an eye at.
At this point, would you still let your girls read it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's like really anything that could happen now in like the next books that I wouldn't be okay with them reading because I feel like there was,
like I said before, I think they do a couple like open door, more descriptive, but it's nothing crazy. I don't recall it being anything that I wouldn't see. Like fucking Vampire Diaries had fairly descriptive or like visually sex scenes. Clothes are being ripped off and flung around the bed.
With teenagers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, I think it's different, I think, with this series because it's not like a super spicy dark romance, you know, where you're questioning the morality of it. This is more so like if there is going to be a heavy like sex scene, I feel like it's going to be done in a like positive way.
Yeah.
Where it's not going to be like a maybe. That's just a vibe I'm getting from like her relationships so far.
There's still that little like gray line of he's like hundreds of years old and she's freshly 18. 19, however old she is in this book.
Yeah,
but like
fair too.
If it was someone in like the 30s and 40s, I'd be like, absolutely not. 400-year-old Fae man?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we just don't look at it that way. I mean, I don't do Twilight rereads or rewatches and think, ew, he's like a million years old and he's like pretending to be 17. Actually, yes, I do. That really gives me the ick. I can't pretend it doesn't. Like who? Why would he keep going back to high school? Anyways, this is not Twilight. Okay. What did you rate? What is your rating? 10?
5 stars.
5.
We're not at the other one yet.
Yes.
5 stars.
5 stars. Yes, 100%. 5 Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, we can do our other rating now as well.
Sure.
I give it 10 eagles, because Aelin smiled. Rowan.
I would give it 10 limps. Actually, that could be bad because there's 2 now that will be limping. So that like kind of halves it to 5. So maybe I shouldn't. 20 limps. 20 limps. Sorry.
You fucking broke me.
Oh, Vic gives it 5 little birds. Out of 5 little birds. Yep. That's fair.
Megan and Megan, what do you guys rate it?
5 stars.
Megan Martin's 5 stars. And
5
Megan's also
shiny
5 stars. Shiny stars.
Yep. Shiny stars. Not just your normal little stars. Shiny stars. So, with that being said, has everybody read past Queen of Shadows?
I think so. I think Megan Martin said she's on Kingdom of Ash.
Right, yes.
And I think Vic and Megan are done.
Right. Okay. So I can't ask if anybody has any theories because I'm the only sucker here who hasn't finished it all. One question for you, and like for everybody, if everybody wanted to answer it, but so we get a lot of reunions in this book, like Aelin and Aelin, Aelin and Rowan. We get Aelin and Chaol. We get later in the book we get Chaol and Dorian when Dorian's back. Blah blah. You know, the whole shebang. What reunion hit you the hardest?
Rowan and Selena. When they see each other, she just runs into his arms. Oh, my heart.
I was fucking giddy. Ugh. Yeah, I think I would have to pick probably that as well. The way that, like, we squealed.
Yeah. Squealed like little baby peaks.
Yeah. Yep. But also, I did really like it was very emotional to read it. Aelin and Adian's reunion.
Yeah.
That hit pretty hard.
Until he threw his tantrum and ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, they should have been honest with him as soon as he brought it up the first time, but...
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So that was the end of Queen of Shadows. We'll be doing the tandem read of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn next. It's gonna be a long haul for this one, but so good. So I'll do a little summary for both, and I'll start with Empire of Storms, because that's technically the order that you would read them normally. Mm-hmm. The long path to the throne has only just begun for Aelin Galathinius as war looms on the horizon. Loyalties have been broken and bought, friends have been lost and gained, and those who possess magic find themselves at odds with those who don't. With her heart sworn to the warrior prince by her side, and her fealty pledged to the people she is determined to save, Aelin will delve into the depth of her power to protect those she loves, but as monsters emerge from the horrors of the past and dark forces become poised to claim her world, the only chance for salvation will lie in a desperate quest that may mark the end of everything Aelin holds dear. If only that, covered even a fraction of it. And then, Tower of Dawn. Like to yeet myself off the top of the tower. Chaol Westfall and Nesryn Philique have arrived in the shining city of Antica and forged an alliance with the Kagan of the southern continent, whose vast armies are Aurelia's last hope. But they have also come to Antica for another purpose, to seek healing from the famed Tori Chesme, or Sesame Seed, for the wounds Chaol received in Rifthold. After enduring unspeakable horrors as a child, Irene Towers has no desire to help the young lord from Aelin, let alone heal him. Yet she has sworn an oath to assist those in need and will honor it. But Lord Westfall carries shadows from his own past, and Irene soon comes to realize they could engulf them both. In this sweeping parallel novel to Empire of Storms, Chaol, Nesryn, and Irene will have to draw on every scrap of their resilience if they wish to save their friends. But while they become entangled in the political webs of the Cognate, deep in the shadows of mighty mountains where the warriors soar on legendary rucks, long-awaited answers slumber. Answers that might offer their world a chance at survival or doom them all. 663 pages of Chaol, yay! So excited. Alright, for anyone who hasn't read the other two series of the big three, so Crescent City and Akhtar, this is your cue to leave the chat. We will be talking some crossover theories, as long as they don't go past Queen of Shadows and Throne of Glass, because we're still keeping those spoilers secret from Stacy.
Thanks.
So if you're leaving, it was wonderful having you here, and we'll see you next week. Caffeine and conjuring now.
Like constantly on a loop in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, Megan Martin got a dip. Yup, she hasn't read Crescent City.
Okay. And Vic dipped.
Yeah, she left when you were reading the descriptions of the books. Yeah.
Well, Megan, do you want to pop into voice for any crossover theories? Vic left before we could discuss the surreal.
Do we want to see about... Hi, Meg.
Hi.
Do we want to see about getting Vic back, or...
I just made sure. I was like, why you leave us? We talk about theories.
What'd you say, Megan?
You're definitely gonna have to edit me out, I'd say. But my favorite stoned theory is that Keltane is the cereal.
So that's what Vic was getting at there too.
So give me what is where does this stem from? Like, so we're thinking that Keltane didn't actually die, she just became something other? Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, I think she has enough power that she could be transported to one of the other universes, you know? We see a lot of crossover in the universes. So there's nothing saying that it can't happen.
And she's obviously like super fucking powerful anyways, because she was able to destroy the Valg Prince that was inside of her before magic was back. So like there's something there.
There's also like the cloak theory about how like Feyre, in order to trap the cereal, had to give them a new cloak.
Ooh.
And then you have that part of Keltane who held on to that little scrap of fabric that she had from Aelin's cloak.
Yep.
And then also just the love of sparkly things.
And then also the surreal says, leave the world a better place, and that's something that Aelin says multiple times in the Throne of Glass series. It's been a while since I've been down this rabbit hole.
I can't go down the rabbit hole until I'm done. Oh, I love that theory, though.
So, Stace, what are some of your theories going forward that you think are going to happen?
Literally, the only theories I have is who's going to boink. Like, that's those are my theories. And even that is just me being a horn dog. So I don't have nearly as many like well thought out theories as I did for like going into this book. Actually, maybe I should look at that. What theories did I have wrote down for the last review for Heir of Fire? I want to see how they held up. Okay. So my theory for the king was that the king isn't just conquering, he's actively collaborating with the Valg. He likely used at least one word key to bring them back into the world and aims to use all three to potentially unleash their full armies, possibly inhabiting dead bodies to create an unstoppable, undying force. The black rings and collars seem to be instruments to control instruments of control related to the Valg. So that kind of stood up because he was using them to not full armies, but to summon Erwin, right? That was the
Speaking of Valg, there's a couple theories that I've come across in my deep 2 a.m. dives that I liked, that I didn't necessarily go through and like fact check to see if it was even fully possible. But in Crescent City, there's a theory that the Valg show up as the Astari.
Oh, Astari.
Astari.
Yeah.
And that in Akhtar, there's 2 different theories. One, that they could be the Dalgan race creatures things, or that could be what Amryn was.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
But see, to me, I've always pictured the Valg seem like they're the best way for me to put it, like they're lesser, like they're dark. But then reading Crescent City, the Astari felt like they were like the opposite of a dark demon. I don't know how to explain it. Like, unless there's some sort of like evolution here, or it could just be me misunderstanding what they are, misreading, whatever. And I don't know how like best to compare them to something.
You still haven't read the 3rd Crescent City, right?
The second half of it, I was waiting for the graphic audio for it. Yeah. And then my Audible stopped working on my phone. So I have not finished that second part. Is there more to it if I read that? Do you think?
Possibly.
Yeah. Okay.
At least for a couple other theories as well. I just wanted to make sure before I said anything.
Mm. Yeah. I forgot.
There's also a theory that Tamlin is like Tamlin in the Spring Court is like Terrasen. And it's because Tamlin gives Feyre a ring that's the same as Aelin's ring. And I know there was more to it than that. They went right into it, but that's mainly what I remember from it.
What color were Tamlin's eyes?
They were green, I think.
Oh, okay.
I will look that up though now, because I'm curious.
Sarah tends to write very important descriptive.
His eyes are described as matching the color of grass with amber flecks like sunlight streaming through the trees. Huh.
Okay.
Huh.
But yeah, she like writes eye color, like she's very descriptive with it, and like every character that's brought into anything, she talks about very in depth. Like, it's not just this person has blue eyes. It's like the most descriptive and like it's the most important piece of information.
Yeah.
And it's always the eye color. She puts so much emphasis on it. Do you have any more theories? I love theories, but I can't think of any on my own.
Some popular ideas include the worlds being different eras of the same planet, not different universes. With Throne of Glass being the past, Akhtar being the present, and CC being the future. Because a lot of people think that Rune is a descendant of Rhys.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's where that theory came from, and that could be like...
Do we not already know that?
There's nothing concrete to say that they would be related or descendant of each other. But if you look at the fan arts, it's pretty damn obvious. Like, they are the same.
I thought maybe I misunderstood it when I was reading the Third Crescent City. But yeah, I guess it makes sense that there's no like actual proof. Yeah.
You'll have to come back to me at the end of the series.
Uh-huh.
The end of the whole series, like when you're done reading Throne of Glass.
Shit. Okay.
Come back to me.
Okay.
I have some things I have to say.
I can't wait.
Yep.
That's gonna eat me alive. What else do we have? Do we have any more?
None that I can say just yet.
Fair.
I'm trying to hype myself up for the Tower of Dawn part of the tandem. I shouldn't have reread it so soon. That was my mistake. Because I'm just like, fuck, I need to do this again.
So what if you just like just sort of like skim it to refresh your brain instead of reading it fully?
Feels like cheating. Like, I know I read it recently, but like, I like the fresh knowledge of conversations and events that I can draw back from when we're talking.
It might not be too bad though when you're like when we're breaking it up 10 chapters per week.
Yeah.
You know, you might not find it too bad, or it might be the complete opposite and you're in that book for so fucking long that you just want to gouge your eyes out. It could go either way, really.
Megan, how did you feel about Tower of Dawn? Did you do the tandem or did you read them separately?
So the first time I read them, I read them separately, and then I never finished the series. Literally could not face it. Could not face reading Kingdom of Ash after I read Tower of Dawn. Is it Tower of Dawn? Yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Just stopped reading it, said I would never finish it.
Shit.
But then the second time I read it, I did the tandem read, which was way more enjoyable for me. I don't think I ever would have finished it if I didn't decide to try the tandem read.
I'm so happy that we're doing it this way. All I've heard is like people wanting to DNF the series because of Tower of Dawn. So yeah.
Honestly, like, so many people are like, do I even need to read it? It's like, yeah, you kind of do. There's some like important bits, and then there's like the crossover bits you really don't want to miss. But like I said, it could have been the size of Frost and Starlight to get the point across.
Yeah, it's definitely important to the whole plot, but it's definitely also soul sucking.
Yeah. Very much so.
Oh, fantastic.
So before our next episode, make sure you read chapters 1 to 8 of Empire Storms and chapters 1 and 2 of Tower and Dawn.
Sick.
Until next week. Bye-bye.
Toodles.
And with that, our Coven summoning comes to a close. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
And follow Caffeine and Conjuring on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date on our journey through Throne of Glass.
Chapter, hear the call. Adventure waits beyond the wall. Ilsa and Stacy cast enthrall. Caffeine and conjuring ignite. Witches brew and kingdom.